Hey everyone, thanks again for clicking into the link and watching this video today. Hey, my name is Travis, in case you guys don't know me. Forgive me, I think my hair is a little bit more poofier than normal. I got back late last night for my flight, and so just sort of been relaxing a little bit this morning, but wanted to jump on and do a video as a follow-up. And actually, let me say this. Actually, I was at association meetings this weekend, and somebody actually mentioned like my hair and I think even my beard and stuff. So I'm pretty positive in sort of a negative way, and so I'm going to come back to that in next week's video. All right, so maybe tune in if you want to hear more about that. But today, I want to talk about another lid. And last week we talked about three lids that had to do with our facilities and our churches. And so we talked about these things are kind of that will, once you get to a certain point as a church, as an organization, as a ministry, they become lids to your growth, to how big you can grow. And so we talked about your sanctuary seating space, how many seats you have. That becomes a lid. Your children's space, if you do a separate kids ministry, that can become a lid. You don't have enough room for all the kids that are coming, and then parking. And again, I've seen that in a few different churches here recently, where parking has become an issue because they have people coming, and those are great problems to have, and you end up running into some of those issues when church growth happens. Today, I want to talk about. There's a lid that actually we need to address, and I think is more prominent. It's more of an issue. It applies to many more people and many more organizations than the other ones I talked about last week. I think this is typically, it's probably the primary lid that each one of us has to deal with and each one of us has to address, and that's called the John Maxwell calls it the law of the lid. It's the leadership lid. It's the lid that you personally, as the leader, as the pastor, as the ministry leader, kids pastor, worship leader, it's your personal leadership that can become a lid to how far the ministry can go, the church can go, how well you can develop other leaders and how far you can take other leaders. Is your own personal leadership lid. And let me explain it this way. You can't take people further than you've went, right? And so this is so important because it's so important that we develop ourselves as leaders, and not just up to a certain point, but that I believe that we are continually developing ourselves, continually trying to get better, trying to improve, trying to learn. We should be lifelong learners, as I'm sure a lot of teachers have told us in the past. Like, you want to be a lifelong learner. There's always something that you can be learning. There's always something that you can get better at, whether it's within our preaching, whether it's within communication styles, whether it's in relationship building, or relational skills, whether it's in how we can sort of rally volunteers and recruit volunteers, how we can, if you're maybe a kids leader, how we can develop relationships with parents. There's always ways that we could be improving ourselves and raising the lid on our own leadership. And we raise the lid on our own leadership as we get better at leaders. Naturally, we're gonna lead better our churches or our ministries or organizations. You may be leading better at your job. If you have a job outside of the church, you're leading better in that area. You're leading better at home, and so we're better husbands, we're better fathers, we're better wives, we're better spouses. We get better in all of those areas, and when we get better personally, the organization and the people around us, the people that we're close to, they get better because of it. And so I really want to encourage you and say, to don't ever get to a place where you say to yourself, like I've arrived, I'm here, I know enough, like I got this, you know what, I don't need anybody telling me, give me any advice. I don't need anybody telling me how to do something. Like I've got it figured out. When we get to that place, and when leaders get to that place, it happens over and over and over again, that whatever they're leading starts to suffer, and whatever they're leading will eventually begin to decline, because we've stopped growing as leaders. And when we stop growing as leaders, it puts a lid on what can grow around us and what can get better around us. And so for many of us, and this can be me included, for many of us, the biggest lid that we have to deal with is within our own personal leadership. And so wherever that finds you today, if you sort of checked out and sort of, kind of been discouraged and sort of given up on really trying how to get better, I want to encourage you to get back in there and find ways that you can learn, find ways that you can get better. Look to always be improving on your own personal leadership in whatever avenue that is. And the people around you, I'm telling you, they're going to benefit so much from it. You're going to benefit from it. They're going to benefit from it, and it's going to be a great thing. If I can help you with any of that, always reach out. My email is travis.stevens, and Stevens is with a PH, @generalbaptist.com. And I would love to hear from you. And so, yeah, thanks so much for watching this morning, or whenever you're watching, and I'll talk to you soon.